So far, I have been incredibly impressed with the performances from Liverpool this season. Now, obviously, with Jurgen Klopp leaving the club and Arne Slot taking over the position as manager, there were a lot of unknowns. But outside of the 1-0 loss we've had to Nottingham Forest, honestly, we've been very impressive. Now, there have been a lot of players that have anticipated being impressive so far this season. For instance, Virgil van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mo Salah, the usual suspects. But there was one player in particular who I did not see having the season they have had so far. And that player is Ryan Gravenberch. Last season, we picked up Gravenberch at the end of the summer transfer window, and unfortunately, he wasn't that impressive in the appearances that he had made. Prior to him joining Liverpool, I had known who he was, but I hadn't seen a lot of game time from him, and I was very eager to see what he would bring to the team. Unfortunately, with Jurgen Klopp's last season with the club, he failed to impress, and he didn't make that many appearances of substance. However, there was one goal against Fulham, which it was a wonder goal, to say the least. So going into the season, I thought it was very, very do or die for Gravenberch. You had to perform well, and if given the opportunity, you had to take advantage. And the role of a holding midfielder for Liverpool has been sought after for some time now. In the previous summer transfer window, we lost out on going for both Caicedo and Romeo Lavia. Both of these options chose Chelsea over Liverpool. This led us to picking up Wataru Endo, who has done a shift for Liverpool so far, but no disrespect to Endo, he is not the defensive midfielder caliber of the likes of Rodri, Declan Rice, the teams that also were competing for a Premier League title. So going into this season, a world-class holding midfielder seemed to be the player that we needed to target. We had our eyes on Zubimendi, and unfortunately, that fell through with the Spaniard deciding to stay with his boyhood club of Real Sociedad. So what does Slot do? He decides to start Gravenberch as a holding midfielder. And what a decision this has been. I have never seen anything like Ryan Gravenberch's Liverpool tenure in the past. And what do I mean by that? I've seen impressive players before, and I've seen flops. But never have I seen a player that I deemed going into his second season that this could potentially be a flop and then turn their Liverpool career around on a dime. This past Tuesday, we picked up our first Champions League win after returning to the Champions League after being away for a season. We beat AC Milan 3-1 at the San Siro, and who picked up Man of the Match honors? Ryan Gravenberch. There was a point in that game where Rafael Leao is going down the left wing and seems as though he's going to have an opportunity to put a cross in across our 6-yard box, which could have resulted in a goal. Who tracked the run back, putting in an integral block to make sure Leao didn't do this? Ryan Gravenberch. We have spent the past 2 to 4 transfer windows looking for options as a replacement at holding midfielder. Little did we know we had one. We just had been trying to play him as an 8. And when we are looking at the top competition in the English Premier League, the top 2 teams of Manchester City and Arsenal both have world-class caliber holding midfielders. And I'll be honest, I felt going into this season that was a position to where we were lacking, and it could be our detriment moving forward. However, Ryan Gravenberch has proved everyone wrong, and in my opinion, I think he is going to be a world-class holding midfielder. Watching him play reminds me of a player who not long ago played for Liverpool, Fabinho. I think Ryan Gravenberch might be a little bit more technically sound. You can tell that he is kind of a number 8 that is converted to a number 6, whereas Fabinho was just an out-and-out right number 6, who he at times would even play as a center back when needed. But nevertheless, when I watched Ryan Gravenberch track that run back and put in an integral block on Rafael Leao, I felt as though I was watching Fabinho again. And if you look at the best clubs in Europe, Real Madrid, Manchester City, Bayern Munich, even Arsenal, unfortunately, you do have to consider them world-class, they all have top-class caliber holding midfielders. And the best part about this, we didn't have to go out and spend £100 million on getting a world-class holding midfielder. And I'm not saying Gravenberch is world-class just yet, but looking at the performances that he has put in so far this season, you could definitely make an argument that he has the potential to reach that level. I don't care what anyone says. I do not care if it's too early. Ryan Gravenberch has proved so many doubters wrong in this season, and it's fantastic to see. He's come in, done a shift at a position which we didn't even think he was a standard holding midfielder. And at the same time, he's proving people like myself who had doubted his level previously that he is of the caliber that we require at Liverpool Football Club. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell. I appreciate all your support, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.